Hi, everyone, and welcome to your new moon in Pisces reading. Okay, we are going to have the reading and we're going to have a pick a card at the end so that there may be more areas in your life that you want to focus on for planting the new seeds, for manifestation in your life, because new moons are all about new beginnings, new cycles, planting the new seeds, your dreams, your wishes, your goals for manifestation into reality. And with this Pisces energy, they have a key phrase of I dream, I believe. So, where is this going to show up in your life and how can you use it to your advantage? Let's get started with the Pisces energy. It has a real dreamy, ethereal energy to it. It is the dreamer, the poet, the dancer, the artist, the intuitive, and the mystic. It can also be sensitive and secretive with a need for escapism and isolation. This is a very idealistic energy with the belief that the answers are out there or that they can be found hiding in plain sight. Okay. This energy likes to spend time tapping into the energy of the collective consciousness in order to merge with something greater than itself. Another thing you may find with Pisces energy is that it is very aware of the unseen and what is hidden and the emotional energy of others. It is an empathetic energy. And while being an empath makes one caring, compassionate, and understanding of others, it can also be very draining, overwhelming, and hard to set and maintain boundaries. So just be aware of this and know that putting into use simple energetic protection techniques will help you when moving through this energy. So, now that we know what the I dream, I believe energy is, let's take a look at where it's going to show up for each zodiac sign. As always, I suggest you watch for your rising sign first because it will resonate the most. However, if you don't know your rising sign, you can watch for your sun zodiac sign, okay? And if you don't know what your rising sign is, leave a comment and free of charge, I will help you find your rising sign. And also, if you want to book a personalized new moon reading based on your very own birth chart, there is a link in my website or to my website in the description box. Okay, let's get right into your reading and hopefully I'll see you at the pick a card at the end and you can find out more areas or just simply advice and guidance to help you navigate this new moon in Pisces. See you there. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the second part of your new moon in Pisces reading. Okay, this is the pick a card. This is where you come in and find the additional houses, the additional areas in your life that you can plant the seeds, right? Where you can start working towards the dreams and wishes and goals that you have for yourself to manifest them and bring them into reality. So we have two piles here. Pile 1 is the strawberry quartz crystal heart, and pile 2 is the flower agate crystal heart. So whatever pile, whatever crystal heart, oh, this was just sitting a little off. Sorry about that. Whichever one calls to you, if they both do, go watch both of them. There's also advice and guidance and even some prediction at times in there for you, okay, regarding this new moon in Pisces, all that Pisces energy swirling around. So watch one, watch both. I may see you in pile 1, 2, or in both of them. Until then. Hi to those of you who chose pile 1 or this strawberry quartz crystal heart. I'm just going to set this over to the side. We're going to get right into this. Now, one of the other things that I have, you can go back and read about the, listen to what the Pisces energy is again and apply that energy when you are trying to plant those seeds, right? When you are trying to bring your dreams, your wishes, your goals into real life, into manifestation, okay? So these are going to be some different houses that you can focus on as well. But the other thing that I'm doing is the lady who created these decks has also given some key phrases for the new moon and Pisces energy, and they are, it's from the Moonology decks, right? Fantasy meets reality, exactly. Dreams made real, exactly. Second chances in love, nice. And meditate, meditate, meditate. Okay, so let's get right into this. First out we have, oh, interesting, first house, which is Aries, ruled by Mars. I'm just going to read. We know that the first house, me, myself, and I, right? How you see yourself, how you identify. It's also your physical appearance, your image, how you come across to other people, how other people see you. So I'm going to read the card too. It says, this is the house of the self and identity. Here is where we can see one's personality, behavior, character, physical appearance, as well as their attitude towards life. It starts with the sign known as the ascendant. Yes, your rising sign. The first house is always the first house on your natal chart. So regardless of what sign or what planet is in there, it's always the first house. It may not always be Aries sitting in there as the sign, but it is always going to be whatever flavor of the sign or flavor of the planet is going to mix together in the recipe with this energy of the first house. Okay? For those of you who like a little astrology. Now, so there we go. There's the first house, which is the first house. So if you read about this one already, they're doubling down on that. So there's really something in there in that area of you in whatever way that you need to plant some seeds, right? Your physical appearance. Do you have a dream for the way you want to look? I mean, I'm just saying, right? You don't know. Maybe for some of you, it's you want to bulk up and get some more muscle and tone and gain a little weight. For others, it can be the opposite. You want to bulk down, lose a little weight, and tone yourself up. Maybe it is how you come across to other people, right? Maybe it is your attitude towards life. Maybe it's how you identify yourself, how you see yourself. And you realize that you're not living true to that. Now you're going to plant those seeds, put in the hard work, and start being who it is that you want to be, okay? Here is this card, Libra, like that. I'm going to read it. It says realization. Yes, you need to realize this. And desires. If abundance is what you seek, your ambition must stream like a waterfall. I love it. If you want this to happen, yeah, Oh, isn't that interesting? Because streaming like a waterfall reminds me of the Empress card. Yeah, you're capable of doing whatever it is that you want to do. You're capable of manifesting. She's a master manifester, the Empress. And everything does flow with her, right? She's in flow. It is like a flowing waterfall. And if that's what you want, take on that Empress energy. She's the Queen of Queens, right? She's nurturing and receptive, perceptive, intuitive. She's in flow. She takes the initiative. She is all about creativity. I love it. So take that energy on, but you also have the seventh house here, which is, oh, and these are opposite of one another, right? So this is all about you. This is all about the other people. This is all about you and your life and all about you and the other people in your life. Love that. So seventh house, those people that like your significant other, your spouse, your close family, friends, your colleagues. I always put them in partners in business and clients because for some of you, you may spend a lot of time with those people. They are important people and significant people in your life. They're the other people. It can also be about any kind of legal affairs, contracts, negotiations, but it's about harmony, fairness, and justice. Where do you want more of that in your life? In any of those areas, better relationships with those people. What are your dreams? If it's you and a business partner, for example, what are your dreams for your business? Let's start working and bringing those dreams into reality with this Pisces energy. They are, they are the creatives, I want to say, like the dreamers, right? The poets, the dancers, the artists, the intuitives. They are all about their dreams and their wishes. And let's make this happen. They see it, they imagine it, they dream about it. And with the new moon energy, it's planting those seeds. I love it because it's like a garden. You want to plant something, you want it to grow and then, produce, right? Be abundant. You're going to get something in the end. That's what this is. So there's something around those seventh house relationships, or it could even be legal affairs, whatever it is, or maybe you just need a little more harmony, fairness, and justice in your life. Okay, so keep that in mind. We have, realization. Did we not have right here? Yeah, realization. It's realizing the importance, I want to say, of your relationship with self and with other people. Very strong here. And again, if you have looked at read about the first or the seventh house, then this is them doubling down, saying definitely something you need to start bringing the good in. And this is your message to start doing it, pile one. Let's look to start realizing it, okay? Because fantasy, your dreams can meet reality and become real. All right? Being that this is about other people, maybe, that key phrase, second chance in love, maybe that's what you're going to try to work towards. Maybe there's some work you need to do here on yourself in order to get that second chance in love. It'll be different for each one of you. Surrender to the divine, full moon. Well, we know this. We know that with full moon, it's every 2 weeks. We have approximately, we have full moon, new moon, full moon, new moon, right? And we're releasing and letting go. And even here, when you want to bring in, it may be a realization what you need to release and let go of too, to make that happen. All right, let me grab a tarot with that. But it's surrendering to divine, to God, source, universe, spirit, as I like to just call them all right? Or call it all, however you think of it. Okay, Four of Cups. Don't hang on. Well, that's the Four of Pentacles more. Don't hang on too tightly. But with the Four of Cups, it's almost like not wanting. This is like when someone's trying to offer you something. Spirit, it could even be spirit or a person that is trying to give you advice, help you, nurture you in some way, whatever. They're trying to give you something and you're not having none of it. You're ignoring it. You're turning your head and your shoulder to it. That's not surrendering. That would be hanging on, right? So They don't want you to do that. Four of Cups energy. They want you to surrender. I think of it like when, training a dog, right? And, they want to do it because they want the treat, but they just right in that. I've been watching too much Cesar Millan lately. They just don't want, they just don't want to do it. But you can tell they really do want to do it, but they just don't want to give in. It's that kind of energy. All right. New moon in Taurus. I tell you, Taurus is not giving up. This year, they have really put a lot of focus on that second house. I'm going back to January even. Know your worth, your core values, how you value yourself, right? It can even be about your money, how you earn it, how you save it. Do you need more of it? It can be with Taurus here, your possessions. I always talk about Taurus loving things. I'm a Taurus moon. I love to have little things that, the household decorations, whatever it is. I love the feel of things. I love the way things look. I don't know. You know what? If you get it, you get it. But this is about knowing your worth, right? Property possessions also falls into that, but let's pull a tarot. So go to that second house. Do you need to maybe, do you need to make more money? Do you need to manifest in maybe a different position, a different job, somewhere where you can earn more, maybe an additional job? Maybe it's the way you save. But I really feel here when it says know your worth, it has to do with who you are, your core values, and how you value yourself. And bringing that in, maybe you've been afraid to show it. Well, now's the time to, let go of that surrender, that fear, and start bringing in who you truly are. 8 of Wands, right? No time like the present. Speed, it says. But the 8 of Wands is very fast moving. The 8 of Wands is also when you set your sights, set a goal, and then you take aim and you go after it. I feel again, we're talking about yourself or other people. I feel this is about you knowing your worth. How do you value yourself? Very important message, but it gives us that second house as well. So we have 1st, 2nd, and 7th. Howl at the moon. Process your feelings. Oh, see, I feel like that almost ties into here. You can't distract yourself from your own feelings. Again, this is all about you and the other people. Process those feelings. It's going to be different for each of you, knowing your worth. Process those feelings. If you don't process them and decide what the goal is, then how can you go after it? How can you plant a seed for it? We've got this dreamy, what else do I want to say about the Pisces energy? Like, you just have this dreamy, compassionate, understanding, I want to say, energy swirling around you at this time, right? The key phrase is fantasy meets reality, dreams made real, second chances in love, meditate, meditate, meditate. Maybe with all that kind of energy you really need with Howl at the Moon, you need to go within. Pisces energy loves a little alone time. They love a little self-reflection. They really do. They love to get in and realize things. They love to get in and connect with spirit and the collective energy. And maybe that's what will help you with the meditate, because that's really, we can call it sitting quietly with spirit. We can call it praying if that's what you want to do. Okay. Nothing. This is meant to be very simple to help you through the I want to call it like routine, I guess it is, right? Or the ritual, I guess you could call it as well, the habit of, letting go what isn't serving you and bringing in what does. And by doing it like this, it just gives you the different areas and the energy that will be around you that you can take on to help you through it. Don't forget here when you're dealing with other people and dealing with yourself, Pisces is also a very empathetic, caring, and compassionate and kind energy too. All right. So take that into consideration as well. All right, here we go. Two of Cups, relationships. The Two of Cups is just finding that connection, whether it's platonic, romantic, it doesn't matter. It's finding, and again, I'm going to say it, the 7th house here, is finding that person, people, it could even be a thing or an area, whatever, that just speaks to you, that you feel, I just feel like I've known this person or this place all of my life. I feel comfortable here. I always say it's the yin to your yang, the peanut butter to your jelly. It just feels right. And if it's a relationship, well, that's a good way to really, start one off. Or if it's a second chance in love, it may not be, for some of you, the second chance in love could be because you've been widowed. It could be because, you had been through a bad relationship and it's been years now and you're ready for that second chance. It could be that you and the person you're with have been going through a rough patch and things were looking kind of bleak and like, uh-oh. And now you've realized that this can be fixed. It can be worked on, that the relationship here takes work. You don't just become a peanut butter to your jelly automatically, right? I love that. Let's get another house here for you. Pile 1. Because one may resonate more with you than another. Cancer. 4th house, also about the people. It says an emotional phase or domestic development, acceptance. Yeah, if this is about you working, for example, on a relationship where you're going to have a second chance, it's accepting, it's realizing and accepting the work that needs to be done to make that happen. And this is 4th house. So this is, again, all about your home, your family, the people that are in and around you there, right? Nurturing yourself and others. It's dealing with your inner emotions, understanding them, feeling safe and secure. It's, did I say nurturing yourself and others and your ancestry? So look at 4th house as well. Where do you want to plant seeds there? Okay, let's get some more tarot for advice, guidance, clarification, confirmation, prediction, whatever may come out here. And remember that as you are getting ready to plant these seeds, you can also check out some of my other readings, okay? Because you may find advice and guidance in there. So whatever you're drawn to, look for your sun, your moon, your rising, even your Venus. If you want to look at it from a relationship perspective, look, Ace of Cups. Well, that can be new love. Ace of Cups is a new beginning. It's a new start. It can be a new start in love and being more compassionate in your life, being more creative in your life, being more joyful in your life, filling your cup up with all the good emotional feelings. So we've got a lot. And if you're already married, okay, this is maybe your relationship. It's like a second chance in love. I kind of mentioned that, but it can also be, what are your dreams and wishes for your relationship, okay? You can plant seeds for that. There can always be a new beginning. All right, let's get another. You can teach an old dog new tricks. Or you can teach 2 old dogs new tricks, right? Lovers. Wow, you guys. Wow, wow, wow. The Lovers card to me is very much like the 2 of Cups we talked about. Where in the heck was that? Oh, right here, my heavens. Okay. Where the Lovers is more like, this is just more about it, right? You feel them, you have a lot in common, all of those different things. This is more about the connection. It's almost like a deep soul connection that you find you have. So again, I'm not going to say any more. You just take that. And it doesn't have to be with another person. It could be with yourself. We are talking about you back here too, right? It can be just starting to really love and appreciate yourself. It could be your connection with spirit, also a very Piscean energy, okay? Really, that meditate, really connecting with your higher self, with spirit, okay? Let's get one more. And then we're going to do one oracle, and then we will wrap this up. Pile one, King of Coins. Don't be afraid to take leadership in your life, okay? Don't be afraid to be the own leader in your life, and to even take leadership in your life when it comes to the other people in your life, okay? Taking responsibility, being determined to put the hard work in, because the King of Pentacles is a hard worker. He's not afraid of any of that. All right, he's disciplined. He wants the security here with fourth house. Like, he loves that feeling of safety and security, and, you know, I'm doing all I can do to make my surroundings, my home, think of everything grounded to earth, just safe and secure. Take on that energy with him. Let's get one last card. Oh, and out came that one. I am open and responsive to the abundance of the universe. Yeah, you need to believe that spirit, if you ask them to help you with the planting, nurturing, and growing of these dreams and wishes and goals that you have, the things that you just know would be good for your life, ask them to help you. Be open and responsive, because they will bring the abundance to you. They will help you if you ask and they see you putting in the hard work and trying. All right. So pile one, thank you for being here. New moon reading in a couple of weeks. Like I said, in the meantime, check out some of my other readings. If you feel called, regardless of what the time stamp is on it, okay? It doesn't matter. You go in because you are being led there, because there could be more advice or guidance for you in that reading. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon. Hi to those of you who chose pile two, or this very pretty flower agate crystal heart. I'm going to set it right over here. Now, let's get into your reading here, pile two. We are looking for more areas in your life that you can use that Piscean energy to bring your goals, your dreams, your wishes into reality. It's called manifesting it in, right? You're going to plant those seeds like planting a garden. You're going to take care of it, weed it, water it, watch it grow. That's putting in the hard work. You're going to ask spirit to help you, and you're going to make this happen for yourself, all right? Now, along with the Pisces energy, it is also Pisces energy, but what I want to say is the lady who creates the Moonology decks has also given some phrases here for this new moon in Pisces. It is fantasy meets reality, dreams made real, second chances in love, meditate, meditate, meditate. Okay, so you can see that those are all what we're talking about, right? We want to bring everything into reality. If it's your dream, your wish, your fantasy, whatever it is, and it's good for you, you got to get it in here. So let's get started. We're going to get you more houses here as well. Ooh, we have Trine. I don't know if this card has ever come out. If it has, it hasn't been for a while. Okay, so this doesn't give us a house, but we have plenty more here, so don't worry. But trines in astrology are like effortless gifts, I want to say, right? Like, they are, if you think of it, it's like having two planets in the same element. So it would be like having two planets in water, or, you know, for example, Pisces and Cancer, right? So they get along. They're very harmonious, but trines are like effortless gifts. Are those things that you are just good at and aren't even really sure why. I always say because you brought it through from a past life, but it's easy for you. So let's see what this says. Fluency, ease, talent, development, privilege, aptitude, self-comfort. But what it can cause, though, because these things, and intelligence, sometimes if you're so good at them and it comes so easy, you're not even aware of it sometimes. It can cause laziness because you're just like you're good at it. So you don't try to develop it more, right? It's like a talent you have, but instead of trying to develop the talent more, you're just like, well, no, it is what it is. It can also bring temper in well as well, sorry. So let me just put that there. But what I think the key thing here is just remember, this is an effortless gift that you have. In your birth chart, they just work well together. They show somewhere where you just have a real gift for something, or a way of being, or a way of doing. We also have here this card. I'll hold it up so you can see. It is strength and benevolence. Speak your truth and unleash your soul. Listen to the roar of your own heart. Yes. What do you want to bring in? We have Cancer and Leo. What emotionally is going to fulfill you that's good for you? Speak out, let it roar, bring it in, plant those seeds, right? So we have 4th and 5th. Let me read about those. Okay. 4th is your home, your family, your ancestry. It's dealing with and understanding your inner emotions. Okay. Being kind, being caring, being compassionate, nurturing yourself and others, and feeling safe and secure. What brings you, or what are the things that make you feel safe and secure in your life? Okay. 5th house is all about fun. What do you do for entertainment? What do you like to do when you go out? Do you sports? Do you play them? Do you just like watching them? Is it creativity, hobbies, your children, dating, romance, passionate love affairs? So those 2 houses, where do you need to bring a little fantasy into reality? A little dream made real? Second chance in love, maybe? Could be with that 5th house. Meditate, meditate, meditate is all about connecting with your higher self, with spirit. I can call it too, sitting quietly. You could do it in prayer, however you want to do it. We don't like to make this difficult, okay? I like to think we're doing the baby steps here to get learning how to release and let go, and how to bring in what's good for us. So those 2 houses, where maybe can you bring more good in? Or where does more good need to come in? Do you need a little more of your hobby and creativity being used in your life here? Because that's going to make you happy and emotionally fulfill you, right? Is there something that is a dream, a wish, or a goal that you need, fantasy dreams that need to be made real, brought in? So keep those areas in mind. But don't be afraid to speak your truth. Be truthful with yourself. Don't try to just take on a hobby, for example, because you're like, well, I think she said a hobby would serve. No, that's not it. If it's a hobby that calls to you, then that's what you do. Maybe you like pottery. Okay, so maybe you will sign up for some classes and go out, and your creativity will be expressed through that. Maybe it will be expressed through local theater. It'll be different for everyone, but it needs to emotionally fulfill you, and you need to put the work in. But here's the thing, you ask Spirit to help you, and they see you putting the work in, and they help you on their end. The void. I want to say avoid the void. Or, well, it is avoiding the void, because I want to say the void is when there's a void, and it can be a few hours, or even I think up to a day, when the moon is changing signs. It changes signs every 2.5 days, but there's this one little, every 2.5 days, there's this one bit of time, okay, that the moon goes into a void, or into the darkness. It's not in one sign nor the other, okay? Nothing to be concerned about, but it is called the void. It does exist, right? But I mean, it literally in some cases could be minutes. It'll be different each and every time, all right? But what it is, it's a darkness, we'll say, right? We'll call it the darkness. This is like the dark moon. Avoiding the void is not allowing it to stay in there, right? What needs to be brought out of the darkness for you that serves your highest good? Could it be you really have a thing for pottery, and you need to bring it out of the void, out of the darkness, and start doing it to enrich and enhance your life? Because it will. All right, let's get into the rest of this pile too. What do you need to release? Well, we talk about that in full moon cycles, right? But you may find right now, as you're thinking about this, you're like, oh, but you know what? There is a block or an aversion here somewhere, and it's why I'm not trying to manifest or go after my goals, dreams, or wishes. So there may be something you need to release, and just be like, is it fear? Could it be just fear? You just say to Spirit, I don't want to be fearful about this anymore. There's some stuff that I need to be doing, that I need to be bringing in. And I just can't be fearful, right? It can be as simple as that. But again, everyone will be different. The Empress. Nourishment. The Empress is the Queen of Queens. The Empress is a master manifester. Okay, she can bring into manifestation and into reality whatever it is that she wants because she believes that she can, right? She is in flow. She's intuitive. She's compassionate, caring, all of those things. She thinks clearly. She's honest. She has clear boundaries. She's direct. She's practical and helpful and again, grounded, financially stable. She has the abundance, right? She's passionate and courageous and brave and determined and confident. That's why she can manifest whatever it is that she wants, because why? She believes in herself, pile two. She believes in herself. She knows when something isn't serving her and she just boots it and gets rid of it. I want to say she kicks it right into outer space. Okay, she just kicks it and lets it go off into the whatever, into the void. She kicks it into the void and she's like, just go away. Don't ever come back into the big, vast darkness. All right. That's what she does. Take on that energy. Let's get another card. Trust the universe. First quarter moon in Aquarius. Trust them. Trust that, well, I can tell you, and you probably already know this, they want what's best for you, Spirit, God, Source, Universe, whomever it is for you. They only want what's best for you. We've known and we've learned about this. If you went to Sunday school as a Christian, as I did as a kid, you learned that from the very beginning. God only wants to love and care and wants the best for you, okay? But you have to want it for yourself as well and have to be willing to work towards it. It's people with manifestation, I feel sometimes, and I need to say this, get confused because they think all they have to do is think about it really hard, pray about it really hard, meditate about it really hard, wish for it really hard, and it's going to happen. And it doesn't really work like that. You always have to put the work in yourself. But with Aquarius energy, you're not afraid of a little hard work. You're not afraid to doing things a little bit differently. You're not afraid to march into the beat of your own drum and taking off on a path that will help to get you there. But you need to trust that when you ask the universe to help you and they see you doing the work, they see you marching off, that they're going to be right behind you, beside you, in front of you, surrounding you and helping you, okay? And out came the Three of Wands. That's putting your plan into action. But also, don't you love that it's communication? You communicate with Spirit. It's a two-way communication. You may not always hear, because maybe you're not clairaudient, but they may send you signs and synchronicities in different way, through people, through billboards, through music, through television. Did I say through another person? Okay, so they'll always let you know when you're on the right path and when you're not. Okay, so you start off down that path, they'll let you know. They'll let you know if you're heading in the right direction. Okay, so be open to communication with them. But the Three of Wands is also, you've made the plan, now you're putting it into action. You've planted the seeds about what you want to bring in here, and now you're going to start watering them, weeding them, nurturing, caring for them, and helping them to grow. Okay, let's get this card, Synchronicity. I love synchronicity. Everything happens with the clock here when it's supposed to happen. And I know that's so hard. And even I have a hard time sometimes with it. You know, I want things to happen faster than they're happening, or I want things to slow down and not happen so fast, right? You know, but our timing and Spirit's timing are two different things. There's stuff that may have to happen. You know, let's talk about this in the background that we're unaware of. Okay? Maybe you're trying to manifest that relationship with someone, but look, if they're not ready or they've got some issues they need to work on, Spirit, hopefully, and because they want to put the hard work in, is working on that end with them to get them to be ready for you. Okay? It definitely is that kind of thing. Like, everything happens in the time that it's supposed to happen. So when you are planting these seeds, I just want to say don't get caught up on the timing. Just know that you keep working until it's grown and we'll say fruitful, okay? You can't put a time limit on it. The Chariot progress. Not everything's going to rush along like the Chariot, but there will be progress, and you will see the progress if you don't get caught up on the timing of it. Okay. Also with the Chariot, again, I always say back in the old days, the chariot drivers, if you watch those movies, they were deadly, literally deadly. They had to be smart and they had to have a plan. They had to have a race plan, just like a race car driver, just like, the Tour de France, like whatever. They all have a race plan. Okay. That's your Three of Wands. They want you to have a race plan. And then as you, tick the boxes of the plan, or as you see the plan progressing, you start to physically see things happening and growing and starting to come in. Okay. So you're being led in the right direction. Let's get another house. Because right now, what do we have? Oh, I didn't say 11th house. I talked about Aquarius and didn't tell you. 11th. So we have 4th, 5th, 11th. 11th is all about your friends, your social circles, your support systems, your networks, alliances. If you are into humanitarianism or technology in some way, where do you need to plant? Where do you need to bring more good in those areas that will help you in those areas? We also have Sagittarius, love it. Strike out into new territory. That's having a plan and hopping on the chariot and going after it, right? It's an adventure. Think of it that way, maybe, that you're striding out into new territory. You're heading off into new lands. Sagittarius is very much all about that, because that 9th house is, they love travel, especially long distance travel, okay? So there's one thing. But Sagittarius love anything that they can learn about, study and learning, higher education, their philosophy, their belief systems, spirituality and religion. Can't get enough of it. And I have a Sagittarius rising, and I have to tell you, I speak to that as myself, like love it, okay? If there's something I don't know, like say, for example, at Thanksgiving, I grew up Christian Baptist, all right? I really don't know much about a lot of different religions, to be quite honest. I mean, just what you hear people say here and there. But I had the pleasure of sharing Thanksgiving with a family or two people, brother and sister, and they're Jewish. Look, I must have annoyed the complete crap out of them, but I was just asking so many questions because I was so curious to learn. And I'm like, well, how else, what's a better place or way to learn than when you can read all you want? And that's a great way to learn too. But if you can actually ask real time, real life, in-person questions, even better. Even better. Maybe annoying to them, but then they also asked me some questions, which I thought was interesting too, right? So there we are. Take that energy on. You know what? Take that energy on, yes, like a Sagittarius energy, but also what in that 9th house do you want to bring in that's good for you? Learning more about different religions, learning more about different spiritual practices, maybe changing up some of your belief systems that are outdated, or your philosophy on things, right? Maybe it's going to be you want to go out and go back to university or college, or take a course, study and learn. Okay, I'm going to leave that. I'll just keep going on forever. There's my Sag. I get very excited about it. But let's get some more advice, guidance, even prediction here, okay? Because you never know what we're going to get. So, oh my heavens, you guys, this Palace of Coins. Did it come out in one? I think it also come out, though, which is interesting, in my full moons. It come out in my full moons, if not one or both piles. And I'm going to say, did it come out in my, I don't even remember pile number 1 now, pile 2. But anyway, let me read, because I've been reading, because this is a unique card in this tarot deck. This is where you live. This is actually, I've written it out so that I can put it in the deck and have it whenever I bring this deck out. This is where you live, where you feel safe and secure, where we tend to our earthly needs, and where we can be kings and queens of our own castle. It is where we can experience all 4 elements: owl, intellect; deer, impetuous; frog, moody; mouse, mundane. The mountains are far off, but the dreams and goals remain. But home is always waiting for rest from a long journey. So I love that message for you, and you may also find that that will resonate for you in different ways. Okay, let's get another. We have Page of Swords. Love it. Page is young, always curious, because it's all about the thoughts, right? So they're always wanting to find new ways to communicate, new ways to come up with doing things, new ideas. They're very curious. So take that energy on as well, because you know what? This is about wanting to bring things in that are good for you, wanting to plant seeds, wanting to only have in your life the things that really serve your purpose and your highest good. Why do we want the other stuff? So you may have to get creative about that. Creative in the ways you think about it, but also creative maybe when it comes to this 9th house energy up here too, when I was talking about your belief systems, your philosophy, anything to do with spirituality or religion as well. Be young and curious, okay? Let's get one more. And then we have one more card, and then we'll be able to wrap this up, all right? The Two of Swords. It's like coming to a crossroads. It's when you decide that, you know what? I can either go down this path of everything just stays the same in my life. I do absolutely nothing to change it. I let the bad, the negative, whatever it is, stay in, the difficulty, or I choose to start letting go of that stuff and to start bringing in all of the things that are good for me, that will serve me, and will help me as I move forward day to day even. It's coming to that crossroads and realizing there's a choice that needs to be made. It doesn't matter if you have a light veil or wrapping over your eyes, okay? You can still make the choice, because you can make it from an intuitive place, not just a logic and rational or egoic place. All right, so just keep that, right? This is, look, and it even shows us Libra energy here, which is all about finding the harmony, the fairness, the justice, the balance. But this is definitely about thoughts, because it is swords. So you can't dwell and you can't sit at the, I want to call it the pound, right? You can't sit right here unsure of which way to go. You know, you either go one way or the other. It's just about making the choice. And lastly, we have I seek balance and grounding. Well, there you go. I'll put that right here with this card. Because that's exactly what you're trying to do. Do you want for everything to be all up in the air, to be unsure, to be, again, not emotionally balanced in any way? Or would you prefer to have things that way? Okay, so there you are. In 2 weeks, there's going to be the full moon reading, right, for releasing and letting go. And what else do I want to tell you? In the meantime, go back and check out some of the other readings, because you could find advice and guidance in there as well. I wish you all the best. I will see you in a couple weeks, or maybe in some of my other readings. Take care.